Instagram, or not gonna do that. Today is just on YouTube and Facebook. So go ahead and ask me what your questions are. You can ask me anything. So you can ask me what the weather's like here in Orlando. You can ask me about business. You can ask me about mindset. You can ask me about time blocking and how I accomplish goals. You can ask me about books. You can ask me about PR. You can ask me about anything. Go ahead and ask me your questions, you guys. I am going to put this graphic up super duper quick. If you are watching on the YouTubes, do make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. If you are watching me somewheres else, then what you're going to do at the end, you guys, is you're going to search my first and last name on YouTube, and then you're going to click on the subscribe button and also the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. My word, that did not come out right. Okay, let's see. Let me get your ask your questions thing up there. Hello, Amanda. Emily, good morning to you. Let me get you guys up on the screen here. There we go. Elle, good morning, Martha. Been waiting for my fix. It has been the craziest morning. The craziest morning that I have had in a very long time, when it starts out with your publicist saying, hey, can you talk for a minute? And I'm like, okay. I'm opening my eyes. And even as she's like telling me all this stuff, she's like, this is good, right? Because I'm just not fully there yet. And I'm like, no, it's good. I'm processed. Like, I am just like stunned. Because she's usually used to me like, bah, 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 right? And there was just so much that I was like, what? Right? It's so crazy, you guys. So crazy. 2021, if y'all are not in HBR and you feel like you need to be in HBR, join now. 2021, I'm going to be able to deliver an insane amount of opportunities, of value, of getting you guys on my freaking level. Let's do this. But you have to be an HBR in order to do it. I have to do this graphic now that I said that, or else it's all for nothing. So if you want to be an HBR, if you have not talked to me about it, I'm also doing a flash sale. I just came up with that right now. I'll do a flash sale until Sunday evening, okay? Until this Sunday evening. So as I record this right now, what is it? What day is it? Like, for real, what day is it? The 10th. So Sunday evening is the 13th. So sign up for HBR by the 13th. Be in by the 13th. You get half off. Okay, you guys? That is a flash sale going on right now. Tell all your friends. What you do is you go to my Facebook business page, Livin the Dream with Martha. Message me the words, message me 2021, 2021. And then you're gonna get half off, okay? All right, let me go ahead and get this off of here. Deborah, hey. Martina, morning, Martha, good morning. I am just doing this thing. Good morning, Judith, Talita. Good morning, gorgeous, and your hair is always beautiful. You are so sweet. Amanda, do you ever have a late start? How do you get yourself on track? Ooh, really good question. How do you get yourself on track? So let me get that on there. So on Monday, that was the ULA thing, right? And so that was until about midnight my time. And I typically go to bed 10:30. And so that was past my bedtime quite a bit, but I woke up at the same time. So I was like, oh, and then in the middle of the day, I had to take a 2-hour nap. So I even things out, right? To keep myself on track, I don't really have to keep myself on track. Now, whenever I first started, because now it's a behavior, it's how I live. I live, this is just how I do. This is just, I don't typically get late starts because I have a 6-year-old that wakes me up at about 6:30 every morning. The funny thing is she literally, whenever I had her, she was born at 6:38 a.m. She wakes me up at about 6:38 every morning still. It's the craziest thing. But I'll look at my clock and it'll say 6:38. I'm like, man, that girl in 6:38. Like, it's just crazy. But anyway, that's just like when we wake up and stuff. But I don't really get late starts. But if I had a late start, what keeps me together is my planner, right? What keeps me together is my list of things that I have to do for the day. So if I get behind or anything, like if something takes longer than it should have, in my opinion, then I've always still got my list and I know what I'm going to complete. I know what I'm going to accomplish. And you guys know I work about an hour a day, so it doesn't take that long. But that's I just make sure that my list is done. That's just how I do it. It's pretty easy. Sarah, good morning. Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Daniel. You are rocking it for us. That's what I'm doing, man. That's what I'm doing. Taking it to the streets, y'all. Martina, HBR is the bomb. Life-changing stuff. You guys, these people are not paid actors. Okay, they are not just saying this stuff. They are saying this stuff because it's legit true. It's legit true. Brandy, good morning. Doing my first Q&A in my lead group today. Yes, good job. Deborah, since my bat signal has changed drastically, should I choose my original group teaching grandma's ways or start a new one for supporting child abuse survivors? I think the child abuse survivors has to be it, since that's the new bat signal. The teaching grandma's ways, I don't want you to do 2 lead groups, but I almost feel like that could be a Facebook business page. We could talk about that later. Rachel, I am honestly obsessed with HBR. Yes, me too. Me too. Talita, my question is, what if you're stuck and not going anywhere from where you start since you start HBR? What if you're stuck and not going anywhere? I would suggest AFT. Nobody should ever be stuck. You have literally every single thing that you need. So that means that if you're stuck, that it's a mindset thing. And I'm not saying that as a garbage response to like, it's you. I'm not saying that. Please understand that's not how I mean it. But we paralyze ourselves. And a lot of times it comes down to self-worth, or it comes down to simply overwhelming ourselves. So sometimes if you just sort of Netflix binge all of my videos, then you're watching it and it's all making sense as you're doing it, and you get to the end and then you're like, oh, now I have to do all this stuff. That's overwhelming. And you're going to get paralyzed because you're going to be like, but I don't know where to start, right? So what you do is, sometimes people just have to have the overview, and that's fine, whatever. But go back and rewatch the video and then do the thing. Watch a video, do the thing. Watch a video, do the thing. That's how it needs to be done, okay, you guys? But if it's not the overwhelm, then it's likely self-worth or something else that is giving you a glass ceiling. So do the AFT so you can release that emotion and be able to move through it. That's exactly why that stuff exists. L, how do you respond to people who you know are not ready to do the thing you help with? Whatever the specific response would be for that situation, just send them in love. You know, if they're not ready, they're not ready. An important thing is not to chase people who aren't ready. If they're not ready to do the thing, then they're not ready to do the thing. But if you send them off in grace and you send them off in love, whenever they are ready, they're coming to you. Sarah, I love HBR. I'm watching Brett, and it's amazing. There are literally fireworks going off in my head as I listen. I can't write fast enough. Well, Brett and I just had a call last night, and Yeah, you might be interested to hear what we were talking about on our call last night. That you'll hear about it next month, I think. Let's see. What program do you use for video where you can add all of these pop-ups while live? This is eCam, and you have to use it with an Apple, laptop or computer. It works with Apple systems. Okay, so eCam, ECAMM is the name of it. My Young Living team is seeing a difference in the training I'm doing. How do I keep training them without revealing all of your secrets? You send them to my stuff. You send them to Gold Getters and send them to my stuff. Deborah, good morning all. Well, good morning, Deborah. All right. Rob, how do you get out of your own head regarding outside opinions and imposter syndrome? Oh, I love this. I love this. So, imposter syndrome, and just so just so everybody understands what imposter syndrome is. Imposter syndrome is where you believe you're an imposter, or you believe, this is typically what it is, you believe that other people think you're an imposter, okay? It's more about what you think, if you follow this line of thinking here, it's more about what you think they think you are. And that's 90% of the time not even true. Because the reality is this, is that a lot of people just aren't thinking about us. And that's okay. It's totally okay. A lot of people aren't thinking about us. But so far as like other people's opinions are concerned, Rob, I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about the 5% before, but there's our audience obviously is 100%. There's 100% of people in our audience. I'm sorry, my nose itches. It's a scalable number. 50 people to 100 or to 100,000 people makes no difference. 2 to 3% of your audience are your low-hanging fruit. So those are your people that love you. They're going to do whatever you're doing. They're going to buy dirty socks from you. They just don't even care, right? They just give it. Yeah, take my money. I want your stuff, right? 2 to 3%. 5% just wish you would shut up, okay? A lot of times 5% is where the imposter syndrome actually lives, because we're living in their perception of us, or of our perceived perception of us. Do you follow that? It's not real, okay? And if it is real, it's not fair, okay? That 5% they're going to be loud. They're louder than your 2 to 3. They're louder than everybody else. And they're going to make you feel like you need to stop doing what you're doing, okay? Because they just wish you would shut up. What you need to understand about your 5% is that they're not going away, okay? That it's a scalable number. So as you start out, if your audience is 100 people and then, 10 years down the line, you're speaking to 1 million people, 5% is still the number. That's a percent, right? My 5% is about 25,000 people at this point, all right? So imagine if I let those guys paralyze me, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't continue showing up the way that I'm showing up. I've had a lot try to paralyze me. I've had a lot of them try to sink their daggers in or to pull back the arrows at me, and I can't let it stop me. Here's why I can't let it stop me. That's because my purpose is bigger than the people that want me to stop. My purpose, my sister sent me this message yesterday and I loved it. I think it was yesterday. My days are running together. But she sent me this message and she said that somebody else had told her that they are just playing for an audience of 1. They're only, and that 1 being God. That they're playing for an audience of 1. That the person that the person that they are looking to really make proud and do well in front of is God. And quite frankly, nobody else matters. Okay? So the 5% can kick rocks because my audience is an audience of 1. And if we look at things that way, if we choose to look at things that way, you guys, it makes everything a lot easier. There's another good way to look at it, which is how I've looked at it for a really long time, is that if that 5% paralyzes me, what's the number I didn't mention a second ago? That's 92% of your audience just needs to hear more information. They just need to hear you talk about what you're talking about more before they decide to leap into it, okay? If the 5% paralyzes us, then the 92% will never be helped. And my job is to make sure the 92% are helped. The 5% are going to be the 5% regardless, okay? And another way that I look at the 5%, because I think a lot about this 5%, because I also believe that people are essentially good at their core. It's something that I believe. And I think that 5%, as they have grown up, have gone through things that have made them who they are, which we all do, and they've gotten bitter and they lash out, and it's because of their own experiences, which is actually kind of sad, okay? So what I also do is I look at the 5%. If they're really just trying to get under my skin, I look at them as their 4-year-old version of themselves, and I just love them. I don't let them stop me, but I can see a 4-year-old having a tantrum in a store, and I can still love them. And it's not about me personally. They're having a tantrum about their internal stuff, right? And it has nothing to do with me. And so I can look at it like that, and I can look at them in love. And then whenever, if they ever want to jump into anything, they're accepted with love instead of a feeling of like, you know, that's how I look at it. Let me see. Da-da-da-da-da. L, definitely not a paid actor. Just love Martha and HBR. Let's see here. Brandy, HBR is the real deal Holyfield. There it is. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Corey, I could talk all day. How do I know where the fine line between value and over-delivering? I feel like you can't over-deliver on a spiritual standpoint, but from a business perspective, I can't give everything away. Where's the line? So I do give a lot away, but I don't give everything away. So there's definitely a line here. What you do so far as, giving things away is you get people, you get them up to the door of the program or the thing that you offer, right? Like you're able to help get them from where they are to the door to what you offer, which is still growth. Because in this amount of growth, they're still going to see that you are their person. They're still going to know if they can learn from you. They're still going to know if they like you, right? And if they trust you. And that all happens in this short journey. And then once you get to program information, that's what's sort of like behind the gate or, like HBR. So that would be 90 days. So like the side gig to main gig in 90 days, which happens in my Heart-Centered Moms group, which the link is in the description of this video. So there's the 90 days and then there's HBR, right? The 90 days, I'm gonna help you a lot. HBR, we all know that's where the magic is. That's the Disney castle, right? That's where all the amazing stuff happens. But 90 days, you're gonna know whether I'm your person or not. You're gonna be able to tell whether you can learn from me, whether I actually know my stuff or not. That's all. If that makes sense, that's how it goes. Judith, or emotion code is help me get out of stuckness by uprooting deep emotions. Trauma therapist here. There you go. Yep, emotion code's not bad either. Amanda, thank you, Martha. 638 is her number. That's funny. I have a 7-year-old to get ready for school too. Tuesday after ULA Mastermind had me on my duff all day. I used transformation EO. Not a good choice. Oh my word. Yeah. Let's see. Talita, you're amazing. Aw, you are. You are. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba. I am seeing L. Yes, I said that out loud last night. The only opinion that matters to me is God's. That's exactly, there it is. That's it. That's it. Okay, we are at 20 minutes. I have to pop out of here. You guys have the best day ever. Bye-bye.